One of the most frequent things we encounter when we do consultancy is the need of the company to be clear with its collaborators on what they must do within their role. This need is also mutual. In our organizational climate surveys, one of the most frequent requests that come from collaborators is to know precisely what the company expects from them. Yet, although everyone agrees on the need for organizational clarity, the tools that the company has at its disposal to exercise it are almost never efficient and functional. In many companies, especially in family-run SMEs, we have repeatedly noted a deep-rooted preclusion towards the job description, and so on the first day of work instead of hearing, "Welcome. These are the house rules. This is what I expect from your role." The new employee is sent into the trenches, full of doubts about how to behave and what to do, often together with colleagues in the same situation. So everyone builds their own role, the best ones putting in a lot of effort, the others carving out ecological niches in which the principle of non-responsibility reigns, and with a prevailing thought, "No one told me I had to do it." When we explore the state of the art of the company, we discover as consultants that some attempt to clarify is made, but frequently we find ourselves faced with a sort of expense list, approximate in the description, often not updated, almost always not shared with those who should have it very clear in their head, the collaborator. The most serious thing, however, is that it, in addition to describing only superficially what a person should do, does not provide any indication of the competencies, that is, knowledge, skills, attitudes, in other words, the set of knowledge that the collaborator should possess to carry out his work competently. Writing clearly the tasks in a job description is the starting point on which to build an efficient and functional human resources chain, and therefore the approach must be more than rigorous. Each of them must be created as if it were an objective, writing inside the performance, expressed in terms of doing something, always integrated with one or more conditions that delimit the field of action of the person who must carry it out. The addition of conditions obviously limits the level of autonomy, but defines a context that orients the way of proceeding in the direction desired by the company, to the full advantage of a precise declared expectation. The only performance without conditions, in fact, would leave full power of action to the collaborator, but also maximum ambiguity of expectation. Describing the tasks well allows you to focus clearly on the competencies required to perform them properly. However, it is important that they are explained correctly. In the consolidated professional literature, competencies are defined as the amount of knowledge a person needs to perform his or her job competently. Spencer and Spencer. The classification includes 3 families of competencies. Knowledge, i.e. knowledge in the strict sense, resulting from basic education, school, university, or specific training courses, which the person holding the job must have. Skills describe the operational know-how that the person holding the job must be able to implement with a certain level of ability. Attitude represent the so-called knowledge of how one is, that is, the inhomogeneous and often confused whole that includes motivations, character traits, prejudices, attitudes, and self-image, and which, in less precise classifications, are often defined as transversal competencies or soft skills, but which must instead be described with the utmost clarity because the true quality of the performance derives from them. To be complete and clear, any role description must include these alongside the tasks. In the accounting phase of our consulting interventions, when we have the group of decision-makers in front of us, we play a kind of game with them. For example, when they talk to us about leadership, a classic attitude required of leaders, we ask them to give us a definition individually by writing it on a piece of paper and without discussing it with colleagues. Usually many versions emerge, all different. Therefore, to create clear expectations, it is fundamental to have a unified language that goes beyond personal interpretation and classifies and describes attitudes in such a way that they can be recognized in the expected role behavior. By properly mastering the method or consulting a consulting firm with specific experience, the company is able to precisely describe not only the work, the job, consisting of activities and tasks, but also the role, consisting of the performance expectations associated with the knowledge possessed. A summary company document containing all this becomes the roadmap for the employee, who not only knows exactly what he has to do, but also knows exactly what level of knowledge he must have in order to carry out the planned activities in line with the company expectations. It goes without saying that equipping the company with well-structured role descriptions will also be a fundamental step for the company, as it will have an efficient human resources management chain, which will ensure Above all, timely research, selection, and onboarding. Identify exactly the right applications with the best and process them quickly. By clearly focusing on role expectations, it will then be possible to create performance evaluation models based on precise and reliable performance and behavior indicators, precisely linked to what the person must do and be. From a centered assessment, training activities will be derived in cascades that act surgically on competencies and avoid unnecessary and costly waste of resources, career paths that enable the company to develop people who have expressed their competencies in an objective and traceable way, own talents, reward systems that distribute without dispersion or waste, incentives and rewards linked to the real value of people. And you? What experiences have you had and what are your impressions or curiosity about this approach to people management? Have you already thought about how it could be implemented in your company? Let us know in the comments or ask us directly for more information. I'm Alice, Virtual Partner of 𝗙𝗏𝗏 and Communications Manager for the FRAME program. Thank you.